Shalom. I like to say all praises due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and all praises due unto Yahweh, Bahashem Shai again. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the elect. And this is going to be regards to Nimrod and the Tower of Babel, right? And the virgin daughter of Babylon, which is known as America in the Bible, because America is nothing but Babylon, and the elite, they know that that they follow after the customs of the Babylonians, because the Babylonians was nothing into like the Babylonians was into witchcraft, enchantments. That's why they're known as the Chaldeans. So I'm going to get you this Genesis 10 and 18. And Cush begat Nimrod. So this is after the flood. This is after, right? Because you had Noah and his three sons, and they had wives, and then Noah had a wife. So there's only 8 souls that was saved after the flood. And basically, when the earth started to, after the descendants of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, they began to multiply and have children, the same spirit came back, right? Because they were doing the same thing in the Babylonian captivity, and one of the spearheads of the rebellion was Tubal Cain, right? Because he was a gold, he was a smith, right? And he was not known as a blacksmith, and he would build weapons and sell them, and that's why there was so much war during prior to the flood, right? There's nothing but war, and because of Nimrod, because of Tubal Cain, right? But so we're gonna read about this, about Nimrod, right? And Nimrod was a descendant of Cush, right? Which you Cushites, and they know that their Cushites are you Ethiopians, Somalians, Eritrean. They are nothing but Cushites. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord, wherein it was said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter, before became a mighty hunter before the Lord. So he was a killer, right? And he would take over cities, towns, and expand and have a big stronghold throughout. We're gonna read it. The beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erect, Akkad, and Kala in the land of Shinar, and Shinar would be in the land of Iraq, in those regions, right? So we're gonna look at the word. We're gonna that's why it's important to go into the root words and to go into the Hebrew and the Greek, right? So sorry. So Nimrod. So Nimrod in the Hebrew is Namrad. So Nimrod, rebellion, or the valiant. The son of Cush, grandson of Ham, and the grandson of Noah, a mighty hunter. He established an empire in the area of Babylon and Assyria. Right? So Nimrod means rebellion, because he was he was a proud, because that Nimrod was proud, right? And he was against the Most High, against the following, the laws, statutes, commandments, right? He was just a rebellion, right? And that's why the Most High only was dealing with Shem and their descendants, starting with when you read about Shem, it's gonna go into because there's Shemites, because you small hats, you guys call yourself, oh, you can't call me you can't call me Semites, right? Because but the real Shemites, they're not. It's not Sem, right? They're Shemites, right? Because there's many Shemites, starting with you Ishmaelites, you Edomites, right? You Moabites, you Ammonites, right? And the Israelites and you Edomites, they're Shemites. So there's a lot of Shemites, but the Most High was only dealing with the descendants of Shem, because Shem means renown, but basically throughout the lineage of Shem, when you go into Genesis 10 and 21, it's going to go into um Eber, right? Which Eber, which means ancient or Hebrew, right? That's what it means, right? And basically we come out of that line, right? When you read Genesis 10:21 down, it's gonna go into it. But so what they're doing right now, cover nothing but we are, in the Tower of Babel, right? This is nothing. There's nothing new under the sun, and they basically it's rebellion against the Most High, and basically the Lord, the Heavenly Father, He caused it to, He caused the earth, to flood, right? And Noah was and his sons and their wives, only 8 souls was saved, right? And basically they thought that they're going to because everybody was speaking Hebrew. Let's get that. Go back. I'm excited. Genesis 11:1, and the whole earth was of one language and one speech. So everybody spoke Hebrew, right? Or the Lashon Kodash, the holy tongue, right? Everybody, right? Shem, Ham, and Japheth and their son, everybody was speaking Hebrew. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there, right? So there was like a melting pot, right? All these other nations from Shem, Ham, and Japheth and their children and their descendants. It was, Shinar was like a capital. It was like a haven, right? And they were doing nothing but wickedness. And they said one to another, "Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly." And they had bricks for stone and slime for mortar, and that's what they did. So they built a city, and also they were going up into like Freemasonry, right? Because they were architects, right? And they were proud, right? They're doing nothing but sacrifice and doing all kinds of things. And they said, go to, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, right? All right. So they built a big city, and the top of the probably on like a high elevated like mountain, right? Because they thought, well, in case it rains, that they're going to be safe. Let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. And that's what they did. And it said, and the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of man builded. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, right? Because everybody was speaking the Lashon Kodash, the holy tongue, and they had one language. And this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have a man to do, because they want to, bring this whole new world order. There's nothing new under the sun. So everything, all these captivity that we're under, when you go into especially during the time of the Greco-Roman Empire, where when you go into the Maccabees, right, that the Maccabean brothers, they were fighting against, you Greeks, right? When you read about Antipater, right? And when you go into First Maccabees 1 and 2, it goes into it, that they built. Let's get it. I don't want to butcher it. So First Maccabees, I believe it's 1. First Maccabees 1:10. And there came out them a wicked root named Antiochus, surname Epiphanes, right? Because when you read the Maccabees, it goes into Alexander the Great, or the Creep, right? When you watch that movie too, it shows you that he was nothing but a degenerate and a flamer, if you know what I mean. And basically, he was a mighty hunter, Alexander, right? And he conquered, uh, a lot of cities and towns, or countries, right? And basically he died, and then like, I guess before he died, he split his kingdom, right, to his four generals, right? So, and the name, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, her name Epiphanes, the son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. And in those days went there other Israel, wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen." And that's what they did, right? And they were doing the same thing during the time of Nimrod, that some of our people was into that, following these other nations, right? And doing after their customs and their wickedness, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have much sorrow." That's what happened back in the that Greco-Roman Empire, right? And basically, those people are back in their spirits. They're known as the Boule, right? And they're part of these Greek fraternities, right? And Prince Hall, and these other secret societies, right? And that's what they're doing. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen, right? So they were doing all kinds of things. They're doing also, they're like gym, like they would go to the gym and they would exercise butt naked. And that's why, that when you go to the gym, you're gonna see these women and these men, right? Because you're not even supposed to be wearing shorts and all this shit. But basically, like, these women are wearing these um shorts, right? You could see everything, right? The same thing with the men, wearing these tight, like spandex, shorts or pants, right? So there's nothing new in the sun. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the custom of the heathen. And that's what they were doing, man. Our people became Greeks, right? And so Genesis 11:4, and the Lord said, "Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have a man to do. Go to, let us go down, and therefore confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. For the Lord scattered them," right? So the Heavenly Father used the angels to scatter them, and confound all of their, and confound their language, right? So everybody was speaking that one language, the Lashon Kodash, the holy tongue. And basically, the Lord confounded them. And that's why there's thousands, tens of thousands of different languages all throughout the earth. So the Heavenly Father used the angels to scatter their tongue. The Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left to build the city. Therefore the name of it's called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of the earth. So this is after the flood, right? You know, because first it was Pangea, it was just a one big landmass. Then after the flood, the landmass was split. So these other nations, they went abroad, right? When you go Deuteronomy, I think 32, I believe. Yeah, Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father and see, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided the nation, their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So the Lord's only was dealing with the sons of God to have the earth and these nations in order, right? But we fell, right? When you go into when Eve and Adam, like when they went left, right? And then the Lord checked Adam and Eve again, and basically and that's why, by the sort of by thou shalt thou eat, and you're gonna return to the dust, right? So the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So we're the chosen people of God, the elect, right? The 1/3, and the whole nation Israel is gonna be saved at the end. But there's gonna be a lot of destruction. That's why that said that 2/3 of our people is gonna cut off and die. So let's get Psalms 83. Let's get Psalm 83. Psalm 83. A song or song of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up that. That's what they do, man. They want to fight against us because we're pushing the truth. We know who we are now, and they are scared. They are confounded. They're in shock. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones, so the elect, right? Because in order for them to have their whole enterprise, their new order, they want to try to get rid of us, right? The elect, but they can't, because remember it says that Israel is like the sand of the sea. I think Hosea 1, it says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have taken crafty counsel, crafty counsel with one another. They are confederate against the tabernacle of Edom, right? Esau, right? You so-called Edomites, right? You could read a book known as Who is Esau Edom? Very good book that I got from Elder Jeremiah of my camp, GMS Toronto. He gave me that book, and I was like, wow, because these Edomites know who they are, and these Amalekites, these so-called you small hats, man. And the Ishmaelites, right, so you Arabs, because the Arabs, it was against us too. Like that's why when basically when like Muhammad, when he came on the scene, he was like he was funded by the Jesuits, right, to establish that whole religion Islam, right? Because basically before they were worshiping 365 idols, one for every day of the week. A very good book to get to. You could download or buy it. It's called From Babylon to Timbuktu, and it goes into that how the whole establishment of Islam and of Moab, right? The Moabs, they put us in captivity, right? When you read about the judges, right? And like Moab, you so-called Chinese, right? And the Hagarenes, right? I have to check, right? The Hagarenes, the dwellers of the east of Palestine, but like like that would be like the Hamites back then. So Gebal and Ammon, right? You Japanese, right? And the Amalek, right? You damn smarts, like these are our arch enemies, man. So let's get Isaiah 47. Let's start at 1. and then I will conclude this whole this video. So Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Right? So this is nothing but Babylon all over again, man. Right? And they know. All right, I'm gonna play this. Let's play this. One moment. Let's play this.
Good evening, godless sodomites. I'm bringing the truth, John. We're in Hollywood, the belly of the beast.
Reality television celebrates the human condition.
Listen. It warps the minds of our children and weakens the resolve of our allies.
The results are often dramatic and always unexpected. We're here to honor achievement in that category.
By giving you a golden idol to worship.
Yeah, so they know, and these are, and who runs Hollywood or the entertainment, right? Or Amalekite, these small heads, man. So they know, and in order for these entertainers and stuff to be nominated and stuff, they have to do, these Babylonian custom, these Babylonian rituals, right?
Kneel before your God, Babylon!
Do you get it? You understand?
I'm very honored to be able to receive this amazing award from the depths of my soul. From the depths of my soul.
Why is your hand over your eye?
Because I'm a devil worshiper. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and you see this whole Rihanna. I believe they say that a woman shot up her her mansion in Hollywood or wherever in California, and basically it happened the same day as the International Women's Day, across the world, right? That these so-called white men set up every year, and so this is all nothing but enchantments, right?
Alright, well, I had tickets to see the devil worshiper. I'd like to thank the devil.
Yeah, so I can't play the rest because I don't want to be get any copyright strike. So Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, right? The virgin daughter of Babylon is America, right? Apostles, broke it down, right? And I totally understand. I totally agree, with the doctrine that GMS of GMS or Great Millstone, the apostles of Great Millstone, they broke it down to us, and they gave us the blueprint. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. Right? And the Chaldeans were nothing but warlocks, enchanters. It's the same thing what they're doing now. They have the Council of 13 and all these secret societies, right? And that's what they do. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind, uncover thy locks and make bare the leg, uncover thy thigh, pass over the road. So that's what's happening right now. This whole Epstein scandal, right? A lot of these photos that's being circulated through the internet of Trump and Bill Gates and all these politicians, the stuff that they do. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So this is when Yahweh Shai is going to come, right? And he's going to confound, and he's going to break their party, right? Because Yahweh Shai it's going to be a wedding crasher. Because Yahweh Shai is going to break the party, man. Right? As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, right? So as Exodus 15:3 said, the Lord is a man of war, right? So the Heavenly Father is going to use his son, Yahweh Shai, to destroy, Babylon, right? Virgin daughter of Babylon. As for our Redeemer, this Lord of hosts is his name, right? Which means Yahweh, which he exists, right? The Holy One of Israel, right? Israel means Yashar Allah. He is the Prince of the power. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate, for thou shalt be no more called the lady of kingdoms. Right, so this place is gonna totally, like it's gonna be it's gonna be destroyed through, like through thermonuclear fire. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Right, so the Lord, He judged us, right, because we have transgressed, no, and and that's why we fell, right. We're in a pitiful case. We're in a very terrible case as a people, right? But the Lord is dealing with the elect, those who have waken up, the dry bones. For thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancient, hast thou verily laid thy yoke, and thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end. Right? It keeps going down, but that's pretty much it. I didn't really want to go too long, so so there's nothing new under the sun, right? That they're pushing this whole this new world order, this one world currency, this one world religion, right? This is what because this whole Catholic just means universal, right? And the Catholics, right, is known as the false prophet, right, in Revelation, right? So and they're the spearheads of this confusion, right? The Vatican, right? And then you have the financial hub is London, and then the war hub is the Washington D.C., right? The District of Columbia. Yeah, so with that, I'd like to say our praise is due to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Akakwadash, the Barnes Pastor, a great milestone, peace and blessing to the elect. Shalom.